traders? What's up, traders? Welcome to my stream. In this video, we had QH this morning, and there was a couple of things that were interesting about this security. So first off, this ticker went up 210%. Plenty of opportunity. I saw it in the morning at around, I think it was around $2, $3, or something like that. Anyway, this ticker was very active on Friday, so I'm gonna get you through my routine that I went through in order to buy this ticker, as well as I have a live trading video how I was able to make 3,600 bucks trading it for around a 15% gain. And I want to walk you through my whole thought process. A lot of people just there was a couple of people that made money, and there was a couple of people made little money. The point is that they made money, and some of them they got stopped out because they didn't understand: A, the stock was a low float, actually it was a micro float; B, what kind of setup it is; C, is it still holding trend, and all these indications. They kind of like over traded it. And anyway, we're gonna discuss all this after this amazing video, after I move my mic here. So this, my friends, is pretty much QH. Let me see how the lighting is on this thing, because I do have some different lights over here. So that light's good, that light's not good. All right. So I'm looking pretty good here. So we're gonna discuss over here QH. I don't know how well everybody sees me. I have a lot of light in my face, and but this, my friends, is QH. Pretty much was the only mover of the day, as you can see. So here, this ticker pretty much went to the aftermarket from like 160. Let's see if you can see my face, because obviously I have a very beautiful face. Trying to see. Hold on. Only a little bit more backwards. Something like this. Let's go like that. Anyway, so this ticker came into my radar. Actually, it came into my radar in the aftermarket, to tell you the truth. This ticker came into my radar in the aftermarket over here somewhere, and we kind of popped up, and we kind of kept going, and we kind of like, I think it was mentioned into my live stream from this weekend, and soon enough, it was very active on Friday. Anyway, very nice. I don't think there was anything spectacular with this ticker. The only thing spectacular is that it had a low float, and everybody was watching it for Friday, and everybody was watching it on Monday. That's kind of like the situation here. And you can see so here that the float on QH was pretty much, I don't know, like 1 point, 0.3 million shares. You can see so here 0.43, so very, very, very tiny float. Anyway, so what I did notice this morning, since I pretty much have trade ideas, streamed each morning for my subs. Let's see if what the scanner looked like in the morning. Hold on, let me see. Right about there. So let's see if we can take some things out here. I'm gonna take that out, and take that out, and take that out. I'm gonna reload those things. So what we had in the pre-market, this is kind of like the gainers midday. Use live. So that is not it. So what we had here in the pre-market, this is pre-market right about there. So we're gonna look at the pre-market gainers. Actually, that's not it at all. Is this it? GDC? I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. Let me go to time frame. Use historical time. Use time frame. Use historical date. There you go. So now we're gonna go to 09:25 a.m. today. So you can see so here that QH was the #1 top gainer over here, and you can see so that every single one was just not there. There was not enough volume. So you can see like on my scanner, I do see which stocks have volume. And this situation are, the most traded stock this morning was QH. And that's so, in the aftermarket yesterday, we hit 4. So today, which was Monday, we pretty much was trading all around this range. So I pretty much each day I take pretty much all these scans and all these tickers and put it on my screen, and I look for the ones that are worth trading. And this ticker was worth trading because it was active on Friday. It was a low float. It was highly volatile, highly had a really high volume on this trade and on this morning. And soon enough, I think my first long on this ticker, you can see, so part of my watch list that I have each and every single day, into my Discord room. My watch list was pretty simple. You can see, so here, watch list, market starting slow, 4 gappers over 100%, mostly selling off. QH is the most liquid of them. It's quite a bit of volume, 9.7 million. And HLP is a stock that I did want to short. You can see, so HLP over here, we were gapping up to like 36, and we had a VWAP push at 20 bucks. Soon enough, it liquidated after that. So we had we had two movers on my today's watch list. You have this watch list in my private Discord page. And soon enough, my first, and then we had a couple of things here. So my first trade alert, oh, there we go. So there we go. Hold on. So let me see if I were gonna say where exactly is my trade alert. There's my trade alert right there. Trade alert. There you go. Trade alert went long. QH at 362, stop 350, target over 4, pushing into the open. And I said QH went long at 363, target over 4. And then pretty much I said the following. I said it could have, my entry was not really that great. Could have gotten at 355 or 360. The shares of the float is 46, so it's a micro float, half a milli float. It's a micro flow, QS possible over 4, and then could halt up. Anyways, so I want you guys to go through right now. I'm just going to go to the live stream that we had this morning, because I pretty much record it. I record my live stream each day. You can access my live streams each and every. If you want to watch my current live streams, you're going to have to subscribe. But if you want to watch my past live stream, you have, I pretty much here, if you can see here, paid premium past live streams over there, and you can pretty much watch members only, and you can see my live stream over here, and pretty much you can see, what I have live streamed this morning. You can watch the replay of everything. And this is the benefit of being a subscriber on the YouTube page. That's only $10 to watch my past videos, just to be, for you guys to be a supporter. And you can see all my live streams that I post them every single day over here. But anyway, so we're gonna go through the hard copy over here of what have I thought. Faster. There we go. So we're gonna go to fast. There you go. So we're gonna go to speed. There we go. Faster. Faster. Let's see, how fast does it go? Speed. I don't know how. Let's go to speed. So right now, I'll also. So this is me scanning the market. Today was actually pretty slow this morning. I woke up and for an hour and a half, I was just trying to get my intake in. But normally how it happens in the morning, we have where is the we have not that many movers, to tell you the truth. So I don't trade really well on day. So this is pretty much me watching QA about there, and watching. You can see, so here, that the overall, if you go look at the top gainers over here, the only one that was having volume was QH, and right about there. And I'm gonna get you through the thought process as I long this position at around 360. And so pretty much we were just bouncing off the VWAP. So this was a very simple pattern. In the aftermarket, we pretty much went from 175 to 4, came back down, and then we had a lot of volume. We tried to push into the 4. So now 4 not only becomes your yesterday's aftermarket resistance, but 4 also becomes the pre-market resistance. So now you might want to think like what's going to happen, where is everybody? So this is the trade idea that I took long. You can see there's a downtrend break right there. Actually, my ideal entry would have been right about here. Right about here. If I were gonna take like 350 long, that would have been much better. But I kind of chased it into 360s. So, I'm gonna put it on high speed and then get you guys to understand like what really has happened. This was a 45-minute trade. So I took that long at 360. I don't know if we can speed it up. I don't know how fast we can speed it up because I don't really have this hotkey. I don't know what the hotkeys is to speed it up. And you're gonna just go faster, faster. So right now we're speeding it up. Okay, so we speeded up. We kissed highs right about there. We kissed highs at around 390. I'm still comfortable with this position. I'm pretty much comfortable holding my 350s, 360. We kind of dip back down. So what I really like to get you guys to understand is that I was giving a very nice leeway. I mean, if I were gonna be perfect on this position, it'd probably be like a 350 bounce or VWAP. So right here, for past 45 minutes was a little bit choppy, it was not that clean. I thought the third time around we're gonna hit 390, we're gonna break out, and but that wasn't the case. I thought this third time that we were gonna push here, we're gonna go towards highs, but that wasn't the case. And sadly, it actually dipped, and I'm gonna talk about all that dip. So right now I'm long at 360. I'm very comfortable getting ready for my open. Opening is coming up now as we were going 30-second per minute. So now we're coming in at the open right about now. So this is what I want you guys to understand. Like this is where the critical time comes. The open, and this is gonna be me streaming at the open. So this is the open. So we're gonna get to the open speed, normal speed. So you can see this in live trading action. So you can guys understand like what has happened here. So it's very simple right now. We're on an uptrend support level. This is the uptrend and this is the resistance. So in my mind, I said, yo, if this thing breaks 385 and pushes to 4, we're gonna get a huge short squeeze. And that's exactly what we got. Unfortunately, we didn't hit it. You had a pre-market, you had an aftermarket resistance, you had a pre-market resistance, you have another resistance over here. So now when market is open, we are trying to push into the resistance, and sadly, I think we get shut down. So that's the area, that line there, that red line there, that's the area that I wanted to break out, because once over that 385 level, so we hit 385 and we actually had a slam back down. So sadly, I was not, I thought we were going to push right at the open, but the market didn't think so. And I had my idea was correct. I pretty much I think I was babbling the whole time because I gave it 30%. I mean, at no time this ticker was bearish. You can see, so you can understand here. We went and we kissed that line, which was 384, and we came back down, and now that is the support line. If that support line does not hold, we're at VWAP. So, sadly, we had a dip here, but I didn't really give it. I didn't. I said multiple times that I'm giving it a 10%, 10%, 10% leeway. So 364 to about 320. I didn't want to really give it much more than that. My initial long, I had about you can see, so here my position was 6,000 shares at about what is it, about right there, about a 362. 362, hold on, right about there. So we kind of just pushed into that level. We came back down, we held that support line, and I think what happened was we kind of flushed right there, and now this is your buying point. This is what I got to get you guys to understand, because that is your support line of VWAP. So my idea was correct, and we kind of dipped over here, and I thought it tried one time, it tried two times, and I'm like, it didn't really hit my stop throughout this whole period of time, and soon enough, kind of bounced on VWAP. We tried to make a first 1 minute to make a new high there, which was I think 360 or 380, 360 there, and we sadly. So as long as we're at VWAP, everything is fine. You can understand that. As long as we're at VWAP, everything is fine. And let's see, we can get to see. So as long as we're at VWAP, everything is fine. So we're kind of just, that is the support line. That is the upmost support line, 360, 360, 340. And that is, my stop was over here. So I was buying it over here. So you can see that, my idea to go long this ticker, because no other tickers were pretty much trade alert went long QH. Target is over 4. That was my target because I anticipated, once we held this VWAP, and it was a little bit harder to trade, to tell you the truth, because right here we had the first 1 minute to make a new high here of 340, 48, 350, and I thought this time around we're just gonna break towards the 280. You can see so here that this time around, we hit the resistance, we come back down to support, we have the first 1 minute to make a new high, we reject, and only now this is when things get interesting over here. So you can see that before this push, hold on, so that before this push, we had a first 1 minute to make a new high, about right there. So this is what, so we had so this ticker had a first 1 minute to make a new high fake out. And that's perfectly fine. That is normal. You can see that is what I'm looking at. This is a fake out. You can see that this candle right here on the 1 minute, that was a fake out. So right here, it breaks a 1 minute high of 361, and it doesn't really go up to the highs, sadly. It got immediately annihilated. You can see, so usually that's how it works. So it got immediately annihilated underneath 356. And now, instead of this candle holding green, it actually is going to reverse. You can see, so in just a little bit of a minute, because that's the area that you should have bought it when it first made a 1 minute high, or on the VWAP. That is the only place. And you can see, so that rejected. So it was a little bit more difficult to trade due to the fact that this is a micro float. It was a little bit more difficult, but it held the entire time. So we kissed the support line 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and so now it's actually only the fifth round. You can see now in slow motion what has happened here. And it's very, a lot of people made money on this ticker this morning. I made $3,600, and a lot of traders made money on this ticker, but they could have made more money. And the reasons they didn't make enough money on this ticker by buying is because my entry was actually wrong, because I could have gotten like 340s to over here. I could have gotten like 350s, but my entry was a little high, to tell you the truth, and my exit was a little bit too soon. So because these things weren't perfect, you just sadly you're just gonna get shaken out of your position, and that's perfectly fine. That happens. That's perfectly fine. That happens. And what you should do is you get back into the position. You can see, so here the downtrend break was right here. Right now it's 384. I mean, because if 4 breaks, we're gonna, if this area, the more things you can combine together, like the pre-market high, the opening range high, so in this situation we had multiple things going for this ticker. I will put them in paint shop for you guys so you guys can see. So in this situation we had multiple things going for this ticker. QH4 breakout. The more things you can combine together, number one is aftermarket high 4. That's one. Pre-market high 4. All right. Then you got, what is that opening range high 283. So we're going to go talk about opening range high 283. There you go. Opening range high 280, 380, 383. So now we broke above these levels. You can see so here. So once these levels are broken, this leads to a massive, parabolic move. This leads, not only that, but we had 4. This was Friday's after hours mover. That was also it. This is a micro float. Float under 1 million shares. It actually was 430,000. 430,000. Number 6, the only ticker trading 12 million in volume pre-market. So you got to understand that this ticker was the only ticker. If you look at the pre-market gainers over here, this was trading 12 million. This was 2 million, 1 million, 2 million. So a lot of these tickers, if I were going to look at their daily and their intraday, if I were going to put HLP, you can see. So let's look at all these tickers that are on my top gainer list. HLP is below VWAP. People are uninterested to buy it. WMTV, this is just a gap up buyout. Nobody's interested in this one. SNTG, it was over here somewhere, so it was under VWAP. Not a lot of people were interested to buy it, even though this mover moved, but it was very active. It was a little bit, we had 2 million volume. GDC actually did spike in the middle of the day, just amazingly, very nicely, from 5 to around 25. Jesus. So GDC, nobody cared about this ticker. You can see so here. Nobody gave a crap on GDC when we were at the moment. And then OX. Nobody cared about this ticker today because, it was over here. It was not really, it did kind of move about here, but it didn't really move that much. So NNOX, that's impressive. So you can see that, going on the top list right about here, this was the only ticker 12 million in volume pre-market. The only ticker holding VWAP. So once you have, all these situations, lined up together, this is a recipe for a short squeeze. Short squeeze. So this is a big recipe of short squeeze, and that is exactly what we got. You can see so here from 4 to, I think it was 550-ish, or maybe higher. So now we're gonna go look how actually everything played out, how all these things actually played out. I hope you're understanding this video because a lot of people, either side. And immediately here you can see how 4 gets swiped. We got 431. Not only that, but we break higher, 432, 435, 432, and I think we went straight into a freaking halt if I remember this clearly. So, that was kind of like my sell order where I did sell, which was a little bit premature. But we hit 350 and we pretty much went into a freaking halt. Pretty ridiculous. And now, as you can see, we went to a 10-minute halt, and now we on halt. There we go. We see how high this ticker hit. We on halt it. We let's see where it is. There we go. So we on halted right about here, right there. So we pushed into 540. So from here, from your 350 long, you pretty much hit 540. So from here to here, there's approximately a lot of money to be made in this ticker. I think it was around a 40% gain. A lot of people don't understand. They just want to follow picks. But, they're going to get shaking out if this position doesn't work for them as soon as possible. They don't understand, this is the psychology of breaking. This is trading. You have to analyze the stock market with all this information every single day, and if you get some of these right, you can see after hour the only trading. All these things, are your key to success. If you do not understand this, this is, what trading is about. You have to understand, this type of price action. And you can see that it hit 540 there. Anyway, so that's kind of like how this ticker, we came back down. I think it got sold off. We did indeed. We did indeed. You can see if I were gonna watch the after, what has happened afterwards, I think we just got sold off. But that doesn't really matter. It matters where you bought it and whether or not it squeezed and you made money, or you did not. That's kind of like that's kind of like how this ticker has performed. Anyway, that is all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Yeah, if you guys want to see like the full video of this trade, you can also go on my YouTube stream. I'm definitely gonna put this live trade of me talking while I'm in there and trying to get you guys to understand, like, hold on, let me show you guys my P&L, because that's sorry, I forgot that part. So my P&L was $3,600. Where is it? $3,600, right about there. You can see my entry was around 363, and most of my exit and my fills were at 342. As you can see, right about there. You can see, so here, open in browser. There you go. So my fills were at 362 and out at 421. It was around a 20-minute trade, but that ended up being the trade there. Anyway, so if you guys would like to see the full live stream clip, I will I will upload it, part of my paid premium over here, as you can see the, as it goes time to time, as you can see the full clip over here. But maybe I'll upload this clip, and there's a big difference. You have to understand like what you're doing. You have to understand like what you're doing, because if you don't understand what you're doing, you will get shaken out. If you get shaken out, your position is too high. You don't understand what you're doing. You don't have proper risk management, and don't know what your stop. In this situation, in this ticker, I originally came in at 263, which was a little high. If I were gonna say 340 or 350 was what I was expecting to buy for this ticker, but I kind of chased it. I felt a little FOMO, and I got in a little bit too soon with too much size. And then, due to the fact that it dipped to VWAP, I also sold it too soon. So trying to understand that if you miss the entry at the right price, you also might sell it too soon because you just felt uncomfortable for 20 minutes and you were holding a little bit of a red position. And I did indeed sell it too soon, as you can see, so that this ticker did ended up squeezing all the way up to 540 into this push, into this, pre-market. You can see so that here, that pre-market, I'm sorry, you had an aftermarket, you had a pre-market high, and you had an opening range high. All these, when these two things coincided with each other and we broke that level, we had a huge spike to 540 as well, and it was a micro float and was the only stock moving on this Monday. That is it for me, guys. You guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm walking away with a nice trade, around a 15% gain, $3,500, pretty nice, consistent, slow and steady. That's kind of like how the cookie crumbles. Make sure you sign up to my free live stream whenever I get a chance to do it. I've been just busy streaming and editing and being in my Discord page. And also, we've been posting a lot of, subscriber. Let me see if we're going to see. So we have, so you can see, so here in our member content, strategy review right about here. 1 second. This is very simple. So in our member content, I started posting a little bit more. So each day I'm just going to post like what were the hottest trade ideas. So you can see, so in the strategy review, these are all my strategies. 52-week breakout, ABCD pattern, all day fade, short, buy the daily break, low floater, green, first green day bounce, first red day short, gap and go. I think in this situation, this was a gap and go setup. So if you want to see more gap and go setups, just come into, the member content, go to strategy review and click gap and go. Here you're going to see other examples of, a gap and go setups. That is also a gap and go setup. And you can go review these strategies. Also ICM, that is a gap and go. You can see so here. Kala was also a gap and go setup. You can see so here that we gapped and we pretty much went. Trying to get you guys to understand, and I'm going to definitely add this strategy, this live stream, as well as this trade to my gap and go setup of QH. Anyway, great opportunity in this ticker. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and see you all in my next video. $3,600 and walking away green. Peace out.